So we're going to go to lists. Now, we'll find actually many of the things are very similar to what we did with strings, except the main difference, actually, to be quite honest, is that a list is mutable, which means you can change it. So in this case, if we have these list of stations, I guess, like, are you typing, or I guess I'm going too fast for you to type? Do you just want to follow along?
Yeah, I'm mostly actually no. I mean, I typed out the division function.
Okay, so well, in which case, just you might as well copy and paste this one into your notebook so that we can work with it. So there's a list of stations, and in fact, we've decided this list is just a list of strings. Okay.
Yeah.
Okay. So as I say, one of the main differences is you can actually change this. So instead of ALT-GATE, we can set ALT-GATE east.
If that's the case, why would you ever use a string?
So sometimes you really want, you don't want things getting changed.
Okay.
Yeah. So you may or may not know. What do you know what I'll get if I type this and run it?
I'm assuming it's saying what's the one before ALT-GATE east, and it'll say there is none for ALT-GATE east.
It's a good guess, but actually turns out just by Python syntax, this actually refers to the last element. It's just something for you to know.
Okay. So -1's last element. Okay.
If you do, if we do this, right?
Does that mean -2 is archway?
Yeah, exactly. So if we wanted the first two, we would do this. Now, just notice that this index actually isn't included, right? So it's 0 and 1, not 0, 1, and 2. You have to get used to counting starting from 0.
No, what? That says print station 0 to 2. Would that not then be ALT-GATE east, Angel, and Alperton?
That's what I'm saying. It doesn't include this. It's not. There's a term for it, which has slipped my mind. Only one side is included.
Oh, that's hilarious. Okay, so the 0 is counted, the 1 is counted, but the 2 is like, nope, I'm stopping just before this.
Yeah, but that's because we start. I think that is how, when you count starting from 0, that's how you do it.
Yeah. Not the best.
Unfortunately, it's a very common thing in programming. It's not just a Python thing. So I guess Python had to try and stay consistent with programming languages before it.
Okay. Yeah.
Now, here's an important thing that you need to know, okay? So now we've got stations. So let's have an other variable, and we just want to set it to stations, okay? So we're assigning this to this.
Oh, sorry, just another question.
Yeah.
If you didn't put print there,
it works for Jupyter Notebooks. It won't work in another situation.
What's another situation?
Well, if you just have a normal Python file, I'll give you a simpler answer. Okay, so we had that there, right? So let me do it here. Let's do this and this. In this case, only this is shown.
Yeah, right. No. I get that.
Yeah.
That's what you explained last time. So, and the reason you're doing it is just always do it because it just makes it easier.
Yeah, I mean, you don't have to always do it. I mean, as long as you know.
Otherwise, Python's like, no, I'm just going to show you the last line.
Exactly. Yeah. Fine. So now I'm going to do this, right? And so if I do this, tell me what you might get when I run this.
So you would get ALT-GATE east.
Yeah, exactly. So we have, so if I do stations, but basically I'm just going print stations, it's that, print that, it's that, okay? Now, here's the funny thing. Let's change the first element of this to say bank, right? I'll just double check that works. Yeah. What do you think would happen if I look at what's in station 0?
It'd still be ALT-GATE east.
No. Completely understandable that you think that. This is why I say it's important. What you're doing here, all you're doing is giving the thing in memory two names. There's this list in memory. It's now called stations, and it's also called tube_stations.
Got it. It's not that the two individual variables.
The variables are different, but they refer to the same object in memory.
What makes them different?
Yeah, that's a good point. You generally don't want to do this, is the truth.
Okay.
But people do. People do, and then they get confused.
Why would they do that?
Because what they meant, because they thought what they were doing was creating a copy. You understand?
Yeah. Oh, I see. That makes sense, because that's how I would have imagined it. Is now you've got like a data set of stations.
Yes.
You've got a data set of tube stations, which you're now going to manipulate, but you actually also wanted the original stations.
Yes.
This is basically learning. Don't do this.
Don't do this. So what you want to do is this. You have the same situation with pandas data frames, okay?
Yes.
Just before we do that, I just want to show you again an inbuilt Python command that you should just know about. So let's do this. So this is where we thought, we might have accidentally thought you've made a copy. So there's a command which is id, and that literally gives let's call it the kind of location in memory. And you can see that they're both the same.
Yeah.
Right. Whereas if you do this copy statement instead, and now we do that, they're different.
Yeah.
That's just proving it to you. That's you don't need to we almost never need to use this, to be honest.
Okay. No, but I get the point though. You led me into that trap.
Yeah. Do you not think it's useful? Because then you'll remember in the future.
100%. No, I'm 100%. Very good one.
All right, so I think that's almost it, but just to show you again, because you've already seen a command like this. This is called iterating through the list. It just goes through the list.
How would you read that? Like in English?
For each station in the list of stations, print the station.
Okay. Yeah.
And the reason this is kind of useful is that you could do say you can do interesting things. Actually, let me just see if this works. Yeah, you can do different sort of manipulations here to choose certain things. And then maybe like you could say, pay print station dot upper. I'm going to just do, actually, I'm going to do sets in basically 1 or 2 lines. So a set, all a set is
the set is this next topic, the next object.
It is the next object, but I'm just going to do it along with lists. So let's start with the stations list. Okay, I'm just going to print that out. I'm going to add to it another copy of Angel. Okay, and of course I have to assign it to make sure that that remains. Okay. Yeah. Yep. All a set is it has to be set is just unique items, which means that if I do set of stations, Angel disappears, the second Angel disappears.
Yep, makes sense.
I don't think I've really ever used it apart from that for that purpose. But you can also, again, it's a mathematical idea, right? If you remember the Venn diagrams, those are sets. Do you remember Venn diagrams? Okay. Yeah. So then you can do like intersection of sets and figure out what things are common. You can do other interesting things, but it's not the most important thing for you to know about. That's why I'm just leaving it.